Setting user permissions is an effective way to protect data security. With DSM's permission settings, you can assign certain users or groups access permissions to your files, folders, and applications. This video will show you how to assign permissions when creating a new user and how to use ACL to configure user access to folders, files, and applications. You'll find the timestamps for each section in the video description. Before you start, sign in to DSM with an administrator's group user account. Go to Control Panel, User and Group, Create. Enter the new user's name, description, email, and password. We'll use a randomly generated password. Choose whether or not to send a notification email to the new user. This requires you to set up an email sender at Control Panel, Notification. Once enabled, you can choose to include a link to reset the password and set a link expiration. Display the user's password in the email. Hide password reset link and hide the user's password in the email. If you disallow password changes, the user can only sign into DSM using the password you set. Add the user to a group. Members of the same group will have the same access rights, so you won't have to set them individually. Set shared folder access permissions for the user. You can disallow access completely, allow read and write access, or allow read-only access. If there is a conflict between user and group permissions, no access takes priority, followed by read-write, and then read-only. Set a space quota for the user. The default for this is according to the limit of the user's group. Set the user's application access permissions. If there's a conflict between user and group permissions, denied permissions will be prioritized. Set transmission speed limits as needed for certain services. Select Apply Group Setting to use the same settings as the user's group. Select Setup Speed Cap to enter custom upload and download speed limits. Select Advanced Settings to specify different speed limits for different time periods. Check your settings and click Done to finish creating the user. ACL, or Access Control List, is a security mechanism used to set user access permissions for files, folders, or applications. In this demo, we'll use ACL to set access permissions for a shared folder. For DSM-5 and above, shared folder access permissions are based on Windows ACL by default. This lets you set permissions for a shared folder's subfolders and files right from File Station. For example, we have a shared folder named Design. If we right-click on the folder and select Properties, Permission, we can see that users in the Designers group have read and write access to this folder. Let's say one of our designers, Forrest, has been assigned a new coffee shop design project. We want to create a folder that only he can access and edit, but other designers can only view. To do this, we'll first create a folder named Cafe Mori under Projects. At this point, all designers have read-write access to this folder. What we can do is change the permissions for the other designers to read only. To do this, right-click on the folder and click Properties, Permission, Create. For user or group, select each of the other designers' accounts and change the type to Deny. Under Permission, there are a number of different options. In this case, we need to select Write. Click Done. Here, the grayed-out accounts inherit the same permissions from the design folder. The other accounts have additional custom permissions for the Cafe Mori folder. If a folder or file has both inherited and additional customized permissions, the customized ones will take priority. With that done, the other designers should now be able to view the folder contents, but they cannot modify them. Go to Control Panel, Application Privileges. Select a package and click Edit. Here, you can individually set application permissions for users or groups. You can also go to Default Privileges and select the option to grant all users permission to the application by default. To learn more about Synology NAS, subscribe to the Synology YouTube channel or click on another video to keep watching.